restaurant industry generates up to 33 billion pounds of food waste every year. That's not an environmental headline. That's $162 billion in costs that operators paid for food and then paid again to throw away. And here's the thing nobody is saying out loud. The most profitable restaurants in 2026 are the most sustainable ones. Not because they care more about the planet, but because they figured out that going green and cutting costs are the exact same move. Today I'm breaking down 7 profit-first sustainability strategies that are working right now. Real data, actionable steps, no feel-good fluff. Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Coblin. I am the founder and CEO of HubPlate.app, the future of restaurant management and POS systems. Let's get into it. Welcome to HubPlate, the restaurant management platform built for operators who want to run tighter, more profitable businesses. If you're new here, hit subscribe. We polish operator-focused content every week. No filler, just strategy. And stay to the end. You'll want to see it. Strategy 1. Attack food waste like a profit leak it is. This one has the highest return on investment of anything on this list. Food waste. According to research cited by Toast, every single dollar you invest in food waste reduction generates $14 in return. 14 to 1. That's not a typo. And yet most operators treat waste like a housekeeping issue, not a financial crisis. Here's what the numbers actually look like. Between 4 and 10% of food your restaurant purchases never even reaches a customer. Another 31 to 40% of what you do serve goes unconsumed. So what do you do about it? Start with a weekly waste audit. 5 categories: trim, spoilage, plate waste, overproduction, and overpurchasing. Attack them one at a time. Tie every menu item to a recipe card with a costed yield percentage, and use real-time inventory data to buy based on actual sales, not gut feel. 42% of restaurants are already using inventory software to reduce waste. The ones that aren't are paying for that gap every single week. Strategy 2. Treat energy like a cost center. According to the EPA's ENERGY STAR program, energy costs typically eat 3 to 5% of restaurant sales. For an average location, that's roughly $15,000 a year in electricity and gas alone. And here's the part that should bother you. Research from energy monitoring specialists show that 25 to 40% of that spend is pure waste. Equipment running after close, HVAC battling kitchen heat at 2 a.m., walk-in coolers with failed door gaskets, ice machines crippled by mineral buildup. Refrigeration alone consumes 30 to 50% of your electricity bill. That's your highest priority target. The fix? Create equipment startup and shut down SOPs. Switch to LED lighting, install programmable thermostats, run ENERGY STAR certified equipment on every replacement cycle. A 20% energy reduction, achievable without major capital, drops $3,000 to $5,000 directly to your bottom line every year. Strategy 3. Local sourcing as a supply chain defense. Local sourcing, and I want to reframe how you think about this one. Most operators treat local sourcing as a marketing play, and it is, but in a tariff environment where food costs are 34% above pre-pandemic levels, it's also a supply chain defense strategy. The National Restaurant Association's 2026 What's Hot Culinary Forecast ranked local sourcing as the #1 culinary trend of the year, driven by operators looking for stability, not just storytelling. On the consumer side, 44% of diners say locally sourced ingredients are the single biggest factor that encourages them to visit a restaurant. Here's how to do it without compressing your margins. Don't try to localize everything at once. Start with produce, herbs, and high visibility proteins. Build relationships with 2 or 3 local suppliers and align their delivery schedule to your par level needs. Then engineer the story into your menu pricing. Hudson Valley Farm Greens supports a higher price point than just mixed greens every time. Strategy 4. Recipe standardization and portion control. This is the unsexy core of sustainable operations, and it's where a lot of the hidden margins live. Every time a dish is prepared differently, heavier protein here, extra garnish there, you're creating food cost variance, inconsistent guest experience, and invisible margin erosion. In many restaurant operations, food waste amounts to 5 to 15% of total food purchases. The fix isn't a culture speech, it's a system. Every menu item needs 4 things on its recipe card: exact portion weights, weighed, not eyeball; costed ingredients at current supplier pricing, yield percentage for every protein and produce item, and plating standard with a photo reference. When your recipe cost update automatically as supplier pricing changes, you always know your real margins, not last month margins. That's the difference between reacting and managing. Strategy 5. Sustainable packaging. Get the math right first. This one's become non-negotiable for off-premise revenue, and the regulatory pressure is accelerating. 7 U.S. states have already enacted extended producer responsibility laws affecting packaging decisions. More are coming. Operators who wait for a mandate will pay more and have fewer choices than those who move now. On the demand side, 72% of diners say they would pay more at a restaurant that prioritizes sustainability. Among guests in their 20s, 86% are willing to pay a premium. Before you switch, get the math right. Audit your current packaging and cost. Compare like for like with compostable alternatives. In many cases, the cost gap is smaller than operators expect. And when you factor in waste disposal savings and guest retention value, the return on investment often tilts in your favor. Start with your highest volume off-premise items, then expand category by category. Strategy 6. Water conservation. Fastest payback in the building. This is the most underestimated sustainability lever in most kitchens, and it has some of the fastest payback timelines of anything on this list. Implementing water-efficient practices, efficient faucets, low-flow dishwashers, pre-rinse spray valves can reduce water costs by 15% according to Engie Impact research. Here's a specific one you should do this week. Replace your pre-rinse spray valves. Low-flow models cost between $20 and $40 and can cut water use at that station up to 50%. They pay for themselves in weeks. Beyond that, create an SOP requiring dishwashers to run at full capacity only. This cuts both water and energy consumption simultaneously. Track water usage monthly. Right next to food cost and labor. It belongs in the same dashboard as every other controllable cost. Strategy 7. Turn sustainability into a revenue narrative. None of what we've covered reaches its full commercial potential if it stays invisible. 73% of U.S. diners consider a restaurant's sustainability approach when deciding where to eat. 91% of consumers prefer businesses that actively reduce food waste. That's the mainstream, not an itch. So build the narrative into 3 touch points. On your menu, name your local suppliers, tell the origin story on seasonal specials. It supports higher pricing and it's a genuine differentiator. In your training, brief your servers on what you're already doing and why. A guest who asks about your sourcing should get a confident, specific answer, not a blank stare. That's a sales conversation. On your digital channels, update your Google profile, your website, your socials. AI-driven recommendation tools increasingly surface restaurants that have rich, consistent, verifiable information about their practices. Your sustainability story is now directly tied to your discoverability. Here's the reframe I want you to leave with today. Restaurant sustainability is not a values project with a cost attached. It's a cost structure transformation, and the sustainability credential is the reward. Every dollar saved on food waste returns 14. A 20% energy cut saves you thousands every year. Water conservation pays back in weeks. Sustainability packaging unlocks a pricing premium with your fastest growing guest segment. Every single one of these is a profitability move first. Now, if you want the system that makes all of this data-driven instead of guesswork, that's what HubPlate is built for. Precision recipe costing, real-time inventory tracking, par-level automation, live analytics dashboard. One flat fee of $100 a month per location. 0 transaction commissions, 0 hidden fees. The link is in the description, go check it out. And if the video gave you something useful, like and subscribe. We publish operator-focused content every week, and there's a lot more coming. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.